On November 27, 1940, in the Year of the Dragon, a child was born in San Francisco who would grow to change the world. His name was Lee Jun-fan, but the world would know him as Bruce Lee, the Dragon, a fighter, a philosopher, a bridge between East and West. From the chaotic streets of Hong Kong to the bright lights of Hollywood, Bruce Lee's journey was one of struggle, vision, and triumph. But behind the lightning-fast kicks and powerful punches was a man with a message: to live truthfully, to flow like water, and to create a life worth remembering. This is the story of Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee's life began like a story written by destiny. He was born on November 27, 1940, in San Francisco, California, during the Year of the Dragon. His father, Lee Hoi Twin, a respected Cantonese opera singer, was on tour in America. His mother, Grace Ho, came from one of Hong Kong's most powerful clans. From the start, Bruce carried both privilege and responsibility, a child of art, performance, and tradition. But destiny is never simple. Shortly after his birth, the family returned to Hong Kong, a city scarred by war and Japanese occupation. Bruce grew up in turbulent streets, where fights weren't rare, but survival. His mother, fearing for his safety, gave him the childhood nickname Siphon, or Little Phoenix, to confuse spirits. Yet the English-speaking world knew him as Bruce, a name given to him by the doctor who delivered him. Bruce Lee was never just one name. He was Lee Jun-fan to his family, meaning return again. He was Lee Siu Long, Little Dragon to the screen. And eventually, he became simply Bruce Lee, a name that would shake the world. As a boy, Bruce was restless, full of energy, constantly in street fights. At just 13 years old, he began training under the legendary Ip Man, learning Wing Chun. Under Ip's guidance, Bruce discovered that martial arts wasn't just about fists and kicks, it was about discipline, expression, and self-mastery. But Bruce was never satisfied with limits. He studied fencing, boxing, philosophy, and blended what he learned into something new. His motto was simple: absorb what is useful, discard what is not, and add what is uniquely your own. This radical thinking would later give birth to Jeet Kune Do, his own martial philosophy, a free-flowing art that broke the chains of tradition. In the late 1950s, Bruce returned to America, enrolling at the University of Washington, where he studied drama and philosophy. It was here that he met Linda Emery, the woman who would become his wife. They married in 1964, at a time when interracial marriage was still controversial in many parts of the US. Together, they had 2 children, Brandon in 1965 and Shannon in 1969. But while Bruce built a family, he was also building a revolution. In Seattle, Oakland, and Los Angeles, he opened martial arts schools, teaching not just students, but future legends. His pupils included actors like Steve McQueen, James Coburn, Sharon Tate, and even athletes like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Chuck Norris. Bruce wasn't just a teacher, he was a force. Yet Hollywood didn't see it that way. They offered him roles filled with stereotypes: cooks, sidekicks, villains. The idea of an Asian man as a hero? Impossible in their eyes. So Bruce returned to Hong Kong, and there, the world finally saw his fire. With films like The Big Boss and Fist of Fury, Bruce became a cultural icon. He wasn't just fighting on screen, he was fighting for dignity, for identity, for justice. His movements were a blur of speed and power, his charisma undeniable. And the legendary Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee was not just a star, he was a phenomenon. But behind the legend, his health began to falter. In May 1973, Bruce collapsed, suffering seizures from a swollen brain. Doctors saved him, but the warning was clear. Just 2 months later, on July 20, 1973, while resting at actress Betty Ting Pei's apartment, Bruce complained of a headache, took a painkiller, and lay down. He never woke up. He was just 32 years old. His sudden death sent shockwaves across the globe. Official reports listed cerebral edema, but rumors spread like wildfire. Whispers of allergies, heat stroke, drugs, poisoning, even a family curse. The mystery only deepened the legend. Bruce was laid to rest in Lakeview Cemetery, Seattle, next to his beloved son Brandon, who tragically died at just 28 during filming of The Crow. Thousands attended Bruce's funeral. Among his pallbearers were his closest friends, Steve McQueen, James Coburn, Dan Inosanto, and his brother Robert. They carried not just a man, but a myth into eternity. Even in death, Bruce Lee lived on. He had shattered racial barriers in Hollywood, proving an Asian man could be the hero. He reinvented martial arts, earning the title Father of MMA from UFC President Dana White. He inspired fighters from Sugar Ray Leonard to Conor McGregor, and influenced music, dance, anime, video games, and global pop culture. Statues stand in his honor from Hong Kong to Bosnia, where he became a symbol of unity. His daughter Shannon continues to protect and share his philosophy through the Bruce Lee Foundation. And his words still echo today. Be water, my friend. Fluid, formless, adaptable. Bruce Lee once said, "The key to immortality is first living a life worth remembering." And though he died young, his life, fierce, brilliant, unstoppable, made him immortal. Bruce Lee lived 32 years, but in that short time, he became immortal. He shattered racial barriers, reinvented martial arts, and left behind a philosophy that continues to inspire millions. His legend lives on in films, in sports, in philosophy, and in the hearts of those who dare to dream beyond limits. Bruce once said, "The key to immortality is first living a life worth remembering." And the dragon did just that. Bruce Lee was more than a man. He was a movement, and his spirit flows on, like water.